Okay, so there on page 139, you have your table. You got New York City, Philly, Boston, and Baltimore. Okay, and I'm just gonna start writing this stuff over. Well, I'm gonna draw this line first. There we go. So again, page 139, everybody's eyeballs should be on it. Which of these places is home to Fort McHenry? Raise hands. I'm gonna turn around in just a moment. Which of these places is home to Fort McHenry? Yes, ma'am.
I think Boston.
Not Boston. Remember, guys, you have a book. Open it. Take a look. It's in a book. And I'll give you guys a hint. We talk about it on page 305. Ronald?
Baltimore.
Baltimore. So what you're going to do is you're going to put an X in the box underneath Baltimore. There you go. All right. This place has a replica of the Boston Tea Party, of the ship from the Boston Tea Party. I'm just going to kind of abbreviate this because you have your workbook there. What city was that, Kaylee?
Boston.
Boston, very good. So in the next one, I'm going to put a X there. Oops, I don't know why I did all that. Oh, silly.
Philly.
It me. I'm silly. You guys know it. All right, so Fort McHenry was in Baltimore, so we put that X there. The replica of the Boston Tea Party ship was in Boston, so we're gonna put that X there in the second line. The next one we have is Independence Hall. Jana Leaves.
New York.
No. Beautiful.
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. So I'm gonna put over here. Very good. And then I'm gonna draw my line. Oh, I did it again, guys. Why do y'all let me be like this? So Independence Hall, and then Beautiful just told us that that is in Philadelphia. Nope. All right, guys, that's what happens when you call out. Sometimes you call out the wrong answer. Let's get back to those raised hands. We have the Bronx, Manhattan, Queens, Brooklyn, Staten Island, Jana Lees.
New York.
Very good. So I'm just going to put the boroughs because I'm not going to write all that down. Boroughs. Excuse me. I hope that you can see all of this. You may not be able to, but okay. So boroughs are New York City. Very good. I'm going to make my lines longer. This. All right, the next one. House of Betsy Ross. Hint, hint, it's in your book. If you go back and look in your book, you can find it on, oh, whoever's humming, please do not do that. That's very rude. And I've had to talk to you guys about that before. Don't want to keep having the same chats. If you look at page 304, it's somewhere there. I know you know. Hassan?
Philly? No.
Yes, it's Philadelphia. He's correct. So the home of Betsy Ross is in Philadelphia. We're going to put another X under that. Hey, let's not do the ticking and the tapping in our desk, the humming, all that needs to stop. Y'all should be paying attention. I know we're working on this together, but you're not learning if you're not paying attention. All right, the mouth of the Hudson River. Beautiful.
New York City.
New York City, very good. So I'm going to put Hudson River. And we know that that is in, oh, I gotta draw my line first. There we go. Woo. That's in New York City. There you go. New York City. The Hudson River, that's kind of a mess because it's getting short now. I have to keep coming down. All right, the next one says the Old South Meeting House. Ronald?
Boston. Baltimore?
No, you're right, Boston. I should have had to double check. You're right. Don't second guess yourself. Guys, if you think you're right, go with your gut. You probably are because you were listening and you know how to go back in your book and find the answers. So I am proud of you, bud. You did a good job. Don't doubt yourself. So the Old South Meeting House. I'm just gonna put meeting. That is in, you're gonna come up to Boston, come all the way down and draw your X. I'm starting to run out of space. So, the next one, Carpenter's Hall. Damien?
Carpenter's Hall is in Philadelphia.
Carpenter's Hall is Philly. I'm just gonna put the X down here. Oh, it's so long down there. I know that you can't see it from over there. I'll take a shot, virtual learners. I will show you this on the video closer. Everybody else, you can see it. And then the last one, House of Paul Revere. Boston, that is where we heard the British are coming, the British are coming. All right, down at the bottom. Go ahead and take a peek at that. I'm gonna grab my phone. I'm gonna take a quick video of this. I'm going to come this way so all of your friends that are learning at home can see. This is what we're working on. Do you want to say hi to your friends at home? Hello. Say hello to your friends at home. Okay, so we're gonna bring my camera back over here and we're going to erase what's on the board and we're going to do the bottom part together. And then we'll try to get our last fun activity in before I run out of time completely. I enjoy my time with you guys so much, I never have enough of it. It always goes by way too fast.
I'm on vacation.
Okay, the humming is starting to happen again. It should not be happening, so let's stop. Yes, sir? I do have a nice phone, but you know, I work hard. I deserve things. I deserve stuff and things. I'm just kidding. All right, so down at the bottom, we want to complete the sentences. We're going to see some things that are vocabulary words, okay? So those of you that are playing in your desk right now, let's make sure we're paying attention. Thank you. This week, we're in week 2 of our chapter that we're working in, which means we're going to wrap up with our study guide and we're going to play a review game on Friday. And we're going to be taking our chapter test and our vocab quiz on Monday. So we want to make sure that we're getting ready for that stuff, and this is a good opportunity to make sure that you know the vocabulary that we're working with. So, down at the bottom, number 1, it says, many people living close together make a city's population what? Beautiful? Dense. Very good. So, whenever you see that vocabulary word pop up again, you'll know it means when a lot of people are living really close together. Like I said, if I rounded you all up before COVID, I could have done this, and I probably would have because I'm silly, but we can't get that close now. I'd like to round you all up and shove you together like a can of sardines. That's what it's like living in New York City. Number 2, well, remember, we're not talking out. Number 2, New York City is made up of 5 counties called what, Ronald? Boroughs. Say it again. Boroughs. I knew what you were trying to say. Boroughs. Remember, Queens, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Staten Island. I think I'm missing one, but you know. So boroughs. Again, this is vocabulary. You have worked on that vocabulary worksheet, so we've seen these before. This is not the first time. And when you do see your vocabulary quiz, it's going to be multiple choice. I like to make it easy. All right, so make sure we're keeping up. Make sure we're paying attention. Number 3, 2 important documents that were signed in Philadelphia were what?
Oh, wait. The Constitution.
The Constitution was one. Beautiful. Very good. So number 3, you've got 2 blanks next to it. You can put in the first one, Constitution. And then in the next one, you can put Declaration of Independence. Those were very important documents. Oh, I can't spell today, guys. Those are very important documents that helped create our country. We wouldn't be here without some of this documentation now. So it's very important that we know the history of these things. And again, this is vocabulary, yes. But it's also stuff you're going to see on your chapter test. So right now, it's important. If you pay attention now, it's going to be easy to remember this stuff when the time comes. Yes, Janelise?
Can we put DOF?
No, I prefer you put Declaration of Independence. Thank you.
I can see.
It's in your book as well. So, use your resources. Number 4, many people like to visit Boston Harbor to see a replica of the ship from what? The Boston Tea Party. Very good. Now, a little remember old King George, mean old King George was sitting over in England, and he was mad that America was doing so well without him. He thought, they'll never succeed, they'll never make it. Well, did we make it?
Yeah.
Yes, we did. We wanted religious freedom. We wanted to worship how we pleased. We wanted to be able to start businesses, and we wanted to be able to make it for ourselves. So King George was not happy about that. And rather than be happy for the Americans, he got mad and he taxed the tea. So the American patriots said, all right, well, we don't need your tea. And they tossed it into the Boston Harbor. So we did talk about that before, but it's just a little reminder as this week we close up this chapter. We want to remember all of these things we've talked about. Number 5, the poem written by Francis Scott Key that later became America's national anthem was what? The poem written by Francis Scott Key that later became America's national anthem was what? Ronald?
The 5 star. The Star-Spangled Banner.
The Star-Spangled Banner. Everybody say it. Star-Spangled Banner. Remember, the battle at Fort McHenry, Francis Scott Key wrote the Star-Spangled Banner as a poem. And remember, he says that he was relieved when he woke up to dawn's early light and he saw that the flag was still waving, which showed him that while America may have had a hard battle, we made it through. And remember, that was in the War of 1812. Those are terms and phrases you need to know. The War of 1812 is when the Star-Spangled Banner was written. Okay? Go ahead and wrap that up. Close your book, because remember, your lesson for tomorrow is on the reverse side, so we don't want to tear it out. Tear it out. I can't talk today. And then I'm going to pass out a piece of construction paper to you. And here's what you're going to do. You're going to pick one of the cities or the sites we talked about today. So it could be New York City, Boston, Baltimore. It could be Niagara Falls. It could be the Appalachian Mountains. It could be any of the places that we discussed, Philadelphia. And I want you to make me a travel brochure, okay? A travel brochure is just this. You're gonna take your piece of construction paper when I give it to you, and you're going to fold it, not in half, and you're gonna fold it. Oops. It's kind of in half, but not quite. So you've got it like this, and then you're gonna fold it again, hot dog style. So when you open it up, it looks like you're reading a brochure. How many of you have ever seen like you visited a museum, or you've been somewhere that has one of these like SeaWorld or the aquarium or the zoo? Yeah. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna make your own travel brochure. You're going to take your construction paper and fold it like this. Guys, woo! Let's get a sip of this coffee. Okay, so it's called a trifold. So whenever you get your piece of construction paper, you'll fold it and fold it. And then on the front, you need to write down whatever place you've chosen. New York City, Boston, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Niagara Falls, Appalachian Mountains. Hold on one second. So you'll put, say I'm doing Philadelphia. I'm gonna put Philadelphia nice and big on the front. And then I'm probably gonna write something about how it was the city of brotherly love. I'm gonna write about Philly cheesesteaks. I'm gonna write about some of the sites. So write the name of what you wanna talk about on the front. Use your textbook, use your resources to go in and grab information. And on the inside, I want you to give me all kinds of information. So if I'm talking about Philadelphia, I'm gonna say, it's the city of brotherly love. It's got Philly cheesesteaks. It's got all kinds of fun stuff. And I want it to look nice too, because if it's just written down, I'm gonna be like, oh, that's boring. I don't wanna read that. But if you make it exciting and interesting looking, then you'll share it and people will want to read it. okay? So I'm gonna come around with your paper, and I'm gonna answer questions as I do that so I can go ahead and end our video for our friends. So I'm gonna answer questions in just a moment, okay? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Cool beans. All right.